Hi. Have you ever heard of Ethel Merman? Probably not. How about Annie Get Your Gun? Maybe. How about Jane Lane? No? Well, what do they have to do with Gloucester and the Annisquam Village Players? Aha! Well, you know, they're all connected through my mom, known by her grandchildren as Nana, but once known on Broadway as Jane Lane. Yes, that Broadway, the Great White Way, the Big Apple. And what about Ethel Merman? Who is she? Well, have you ever heard the song, There's No Business Like Show Business, or Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better? Well, Ethel Merman can sing a lot better than me. And those songs were written especially for her. In fact, the whole musical, Annie Get Your Gun, was written especially for Ethel Merman. So what about Annie Get Your Gun? Where'd that come from? Well, it is based on a real person named Annie Oakley, who was the absolute best markswoman and marksman to ever come out of the wild, wild West. And she was a terrific person to boot. You can look it up. And what's next? Oh, the Annisquam Village Players. Well, they are performing Annie Get Your Gun right here in Annisquam starting Tuesday, that's August 9th, through what is it, Sunday, August 14th. Pretty good. But what does this all have to do again with my Nana, this Jane Lane person? Well, way back in the Depression of the 1930s, in the year 1930, there was a bunch of these scrappy teenage girls trying to break into show business. And they all knew each other, of course. One of them was, for instance, Lucy of I Love Lucy. Ever heard of her? Another one was Harriet of Ozzie and Harriet. And there were many, many more. And some got along with each other better than others. You know how kids are. Well, Ethel and my mom got along pretty well. Anyway, there was this musical opening up that fall of 1930. And it had 3 unknown kids in it who were about to become stars. It was called Girl Crazy. Very hot shot. And it was written by a couple of brothers named the Gershwins. Ever heard of them? Ever heard of Porgy and Bess or Rhapsody in Blue? No. Well, check them out on iTunes. I think you'll be impressed. Anyway, so they wrote this thing called Girl Crazy. And Ethel Merman became an instant star. She was the oldest of the kids. She was all of 21. And there was another person in there, a talented Texan with the stage name of Ginger Rogers. And she was 19. And then there was a person with the real name of Jane Lane, and she was 16. And they all became stars. Ethel became the biggest star at the time until Ginger went to Hollywood and danced with this guy named Fred Astaire and won an Oscar, I guess. And, well, my mom, her star burned pretty bright through the 30s until she met my daddy and they got married and she retired from show business, even though there is no business like show business. But again, this is interesting, but what does this have to do with Cape Ann? Well, over 100 years ago, Mom, Nana, Jane Lane's great-grandfather and his 5 sons would sail their ship out of Scotland and deliver lumber and goods to places like Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, and they came into this Yankee port called Gloucester. And then one day, they just stayed here in New England. They never dreaming that their wind and salt-soaked journeys would somehow be linked to the greatest show, at least one of the greatest shows, on Broadway at a time when Broadway was at its peak, Annie Get Your Gun. And they would be linked through their great-granddaughter, my mom, Nana. But, okay, enough of ancient history. This week, cruise on down to Annisquam Village Hall, right here where I'm standing. Again, it starts Tuesday, August 9th, through Sunday, August 14th. And enjoy our bright, sparkling new show and our vintage, lovely jewel of a theater, and maybe discover a star being born in front of your very eyes. And then you can tell your grandchildren, hey, you were there when it actually happened. Come on down, take a look, and listen. Annie Get Your Gun.